Welcome! Each week I go through global weather reports and try to find some of the more interesting events that are going on around the world, and I summarize them in this video. This is for the week from the 7th to the 14th of September. For a couple of weeks now we've been hearing a lot about Hurricane Durian. Now there's a chance to do something about it. I've put here two links to two charities. One is the Grand Bahama Disaster Relief Fund, and the other one is a charity that we often use called Direct Relief, which is one of the most efficient users of donated funds of all the charities around. Find your favorite charity, and if you can afford it, donate what you can, because these people are in desperate need of help. On the 7th of September, a report was issued detailing the effect of the heat waves that hit France this summer. It is estimated that over 1,500 people have died as a result of the heat. That's 300% of the normal total during a French summer. Typhoon Facts hit Chiba Prefecture in Japan on the 8th of September. It was a Category 4 cyclone at its peak. It killed 3 people and left nearly 1 million people without power. Another typhoon, this time Ling, hit Asia on the 9th of September. It was a Category 4 storm at its peak. It hit South Korea, leaving 10 injured and 3 dead. A new report says that bushfires are getting hotter, more intense and larger in Australia. They're also affecting areas that don't normally suffer from bushfires. So they're spreading, and this is all being blamed on global warming and climate change. Brazil seems to be having more problems with fires. Now even some of the wetlands are on fire. In fact, there may be more fires there than in the Amazon. The Cerrado region, which is famed for its biodiversity, has seen over 30,000 fires this year alone. From droughts and fires to the opposite extreme, torrential rain hit southeast Spain this week, causing flash flooding. Even a tornado was reported, and at least 2 deaths. On the 12th of September, the Bahamian government revised its casualty list to over 50 people officially dead and at least 1,300 people estimated to be missing. It could go as high as 2,500. The cost of the Bahamas is about $7 billion and over 75,000 people are homeless. From fire to ice. Scientists studying the glaciers in the northern Cascade Mountains say that they have shrunk by as much as 30%. The scientists are shocked by this rate of loss because it's much higher than was predicted. They believe now that many of the large glaciers will not survive, and this could affect the long-term water supply to Seattle. On September 13th, Tropical Depression 9 formed in the Caribbean. It became this morning the tropical storm Humberto. It's threatening some of the same areas in the Bahamas already devastated by Durian. Well, let's take a more detailed look at what's going on in the tropics. If you look at the Central Pacific, there are 2 depressions there. D1, which stands a 20% chance of developing in the next 5 days, so isn't really a threat. And similarly, D2, which has about the same probability of developing into a tropical storm. The Eastern Pacific is a very different matter. It has 3 depressions and a tropical storm. D1 is not going to be a serious threat to anybody because it has a 0 chance of developing. We have Tropical Storm Kiko, which is out off the Mexican shore. It will develop into a hurricane in the next couple of days, but then dissipate back down to a depression by Wednesday. 2 areas worth looking at are Depression D2 and D3, which both have a 50% chance of developing into something quite significant in the next 5 days. And then there's the Atlantic Basin. We have 5 areas of interest there. Depression 4 has a very low chance of developing significantly over the next 5 days, so it should not be a problem. We now have Tropical Storm Humberto, which is moving northwest, and then will take a sharp turn to the east, becoming a hurricane and moving out into the Atlantic, and could threaten Bermuda in a few days' time. We have Depression 1 and Depression 3. Both have a low probability of development in the next few days. But Depression 2 is worth keeping an eye on. It has already a 60% chance of development. There seems to be this ongoing controversy, at least on the internet, of whether we have a warming or cooling planet. One way to resolve that is to compare the number of record highs set with the number of record lows. If the number of record highs outnumber the number of record lows by a significant margin, then you have a warming planet, and of course if it's the other way around, you have a cooling planet. So let's take a look at the last week and see what has happened there. As far as daily record highs are concerned, we've had 626 new record highs compared to only 130 new record lows. That's a ratio of nearly 5 to 1, and it's much larger than it was the last time we looked at this. Monthly, those are much more difficult to set, but we have 44 new record highs compared with just 2 record lows. That's a ratio of 22 to 1, again a much larger proportion than before. All-time record temperatures, we had 4 of those for high temperature records, but none for low temperature records. Well, that's all the weather news for this week. If you enjoyed this, please pass this on to your friends and family. So until next time, stay safe. Bye for now.